wash up for the third quarter, we've got 12 of the 13 weeks of the September quarter in terms of card data. It's pointing to a spending contraction in the order of 4 to 4.5% for the quarter nationally, but with big variations. Spending in New South Wales looks to be down in the order of 10%. So this is it's a big shock. For Victoria, trying to pinpoint the quarter is very tricky because we've had this on again, off again pattern of restrictions. For the quarter as a whole, it's looking like Victorian spending's down about 8%, so a large fall. Queensland looks to be have contracted about 1.5% for total spending. Remember that Queensland has had some issues with COVID and some lockdown restrictions through the quarter. South Australia saw a similar sort of pattern, a slightly 1 to 1.5% contraction. But elsewhere, there's signs of strength. WA, as we know, has been virtually unaffected by the latest outbreak. Spending in the west looks to be up nearly 2% for the quarter. And then Tasmania's flat, Northern Territory looks to be up slightly. ACT, unfortunately dragged into this lockdown scenario, looks to be down about 6% for spending in the quarter. So really uneven picture by state, but it does line up with what we know about the pattern of restrictions in the quarter. We're now coming into some pretty significant shifts in the COVID outbreak. New South Wales, cases are starting to come down. There's some tentative signs that hospitalisations may have passed their peak, and we've got some real milestones coming up in October for easing restrictions. Certainly when we combine this data with our readings around consumer sentiment, remember consumer sentiment's held up really well through this shock, that's telling you that they're pretty well primed for a reopening and a lift in spending. So I think the next few weeks, as always, the next few weeks will be really critical for these measures as a gauge to what sort of fourth quarter rebound we can expect for the wider economy.